Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going over the Champions League round of 16 and we start off with Aston Villa against Club Brugge, two of the biggest underdogs, and Leon Bailey helped the Villains get ahead, but just 9 minutes later, Martin de Kuiper leveled the scores and it seemed like another upset was on the cards, only for Brugge to get absolutely fisted in the last 10 minutes. First an own goal in the 82nd minute, and just 6 minutes later, Asensio converted from the penalty spot to give Villa the advantage going into the second leg, which they capitalized on in a dominant 3-0 win to progress to the quarterfinals to play either PSG or Liverpool. Big Madrid derby was next, and Rodrigo scored an absolute banger just 4 minutes in, and it seemed like Atletico would get absolutely touched. However, Julian Alvarez scored his own banger to equalize, only for Brahim Diaz to find the winner right after the break. After this, literally nothing happened, so let's move on to the second leg, where a single goal by Conor Gallagher in the first minute set the game to penalties. Both Mbappe and Sorloth scored theirs. Bellingham converted also. Julian Alvarez scored his penalty, but it got chalked off since he hit it twice while taking the pen, which caused many controversy. And Atletico got absolutely robbed, as after the next two penalties were converted, Madrid missed theirs, and Atletico had the opportunity to level the penalty scores, and this bozo flipping missed theirs. And Antonio Rudiger took advantage to rob Atletico of a spot in the quarterfinals, where they will play the winner of this next match, where Arsenal, after years of trauma under the hands of Bayern Munich, have finally had enough and put all their rage on PSV, where they scored 7 goals. In the second leg, Zinchenko actually did something for once and scored their opening goal, but soon Ivan Perisic leveled the scores before Declan Rice put the Gunners back in the lead. However, midway through the second half, Kuhai drilled that he gets PSV the most useless goal ever. Adeyemi got Dortmund the lead, but into the second half, Iceland's only hope for the future leveled it all to one apiece, giving Lille a good chance to advance going into their home leg, which they took advantage of, with Gregor Kobel laying an easy save by Jonathan David slip past him. Dortmund restored it to 1 apiece and 2-2 on aggregate, with a penalty converted by Emre Can, with Maximilian Bayer finding the winner, which sent Dortmund to the quarters, where they will face either Benfica or Barcelona. Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez helped Inter beat Feyenoord, so it looks like their run is coming to an end, and it officially did come to an end in the second leg, with Thuram scoring again early on, but Feyenoord did get some hope with a penalty scored by Jakob Moura, but they did concede a penalty themselves, with Kawanoglu converting to send Inter to play either Bayern or Leverkusen. Rafinha scored the only goal for Barca against Benfica, with very little goals compared to the last fixture between the two. This would change, however, in the second leg, with Rafinha scoring early, with Otamendi replying just 2 minutes later. But Yamal and Rafinha cooked yet again to send Barca to a matchup against the struggling Germans, Dortmund. Alisson had an absolute masterclass himself against PSG, and the Parisians couldn't find a way past him despite having 27 total shots and 10 on target, compared to Liverpool's 2 shots and only 1 was on target. And Liverpool's only shot on target happened to be the winner, with substitute Harvey Elliott finding it. PSG are my second favorite team also, since I literally play for the academy, by the way, and we literally were playing so good and we still lost. It was peak Al-Qaeda, more like Al-Slaw after this, because this is the most terrorism I've ever seen in football. Even worse than Gareth Southgate's terrorism he committed with England. It is simply scandalous. And I absolutely hate this Harvey Elliott guy. Because what is this, please? When I find you, bro, you're not safe. Donnarumma, I don't even know where to start. This guy is supposed to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and you let that easy save go past you. I'm sorry, but he must be sabotaging on purpose just to cripple my mental health. And why is this guy Alisson punting the soccer ball like it's an American football, bro? How the hell does it go all the way to the other side? I'm done, man. Done with all my teams losing, bro. But we did redeem ourselves, however, with an early goal from Dembele, which sent the match to PKs, and Vitinha and Salah got it started, converting both of their attempts. Gonzalo Ramos followed up, scoring his penalty. Next, Darwin Nunez was up, and of course he flipping missed it. He sucks. This donkey can't even score in a penalty shootout, and you expect me to take him seriously? Whoever thought Nunez would be better than Haaland deserves prison time, because you have to be discombobulated to think that. And how is he still at Liverpool? He's the worst striker ever. He makes Man City Jack Grealish look like prime Messi. That's how bad he is. And Liverpool are the biggest frauds I've ever seen. First, they lost to Plymouth, who were last in the championship at the time, and conceded the most amount of goals at the time. Now they lost in the Champions League when people consider them to be favorites. And they lost in the Caraboogies Cup to to Newcastle. Newcastle haven't even won a trophy in 70 years. And you lose the final to them? Losing to Newcastle is already embarrassing enough. But they couldn't even beat them in the Caraboobies Cup. That tournament is abysmal. It's an absolute abomination. It's a disgrace.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace.
It is simply embarrassing. They're lucky Man City have fallen off this season thanks to our injuries. And same goes for Arsenal since they are having a massive injury crisis, and they're lucky that all the other teams are terrible. Arsenal's attack makes me consider watching cricket. Nottingham Forest are never winning a Premier League. I'm sorry, but it's never happening. And Chelsea are just and City, well, we've been terrible this season also. We're That's why they're still top of the league. They're incredibly lucky, and they barely have any injuries. They're actually just the luckiest team in the Premier League right now. But anyways, PSG will be playing a favorable draw in Aston Villa to potentially advance to the semi-finals, but they are no pushovers. Harry Kane got things kicked off against Leverkusen early on, with Musiala doubling the lead before the break. Kane scored again from the penalty spot to complete an absolute demolition of Leverkusen. Harry Kane scored and assisted Alphonso Davies in the second leg to assure their place in the quarterfinals, where they will face the last Italian team, Inter Milan. So predictions are going for no upsets, just straight forward. Real Madrid, they're clapping Arsenal. PSG are advancing over Villa. Barca are definitely beating Dortmund. Bayern and Inter is the hardest one, but I'm trusting my gut in saying Bayern. So our alleged semi-final, they will be Madrid against PSG, spicy as hell, and Bayern against Barca, probably really spicy. Probably the best semi-finals we could have gone besides Man City, but they're this season, so it doesn't count. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.